Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Spreadsheet Skills. Today we're going to be looking at ranges, and to help us with that, we're going to be using the formulas of sum, average, and max. Now, the question we have prepared for today is Betty's Banana Shop. She's selling a bunch of bananas each day of the week, and we want to be able to do things like find out the total number of bananas sold, find out the average number of bananas sold on each day, and find out what was the maximum number of bananas sold on a day, the record. Okay, so before we do that, we need to put the information we have, which is written in a sentence, into a table. Otherwise, we won't be able to play around with it. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to type in the days of the week. So last episode we learned about filling. Usually works with numbers and dates, but it also works with days of the week. So what I'm going to do is type in Monday, and then I'm going to simply fill the rest of the days. So that's neat and easy. For this, I'm going to have to manually type in the bananas. So we've got 100. And instead of hitting enter, because if I hit 100, enter, the cell's actually going to go down. But instead of that, I'm actually going to use the cursor keys, 80, and then I'm going to press right, and it'll go to the next cell I want to go to. I could also, if I wanted to, use tab, and that does the same thing, but it always goes to the right, whereas sometimes we're going to go up, down, left, right, so I always use the arrow keys for that. So we've got 210, 200, 150, and 120 finishes off the data. Alright, jumping into the first formula we're going to be learning is sum. So sum is written like this, but as we remember, we've got to always write the equal sign. So actually, before I jump into that, I'm going to write the title here so we know what we're trying to work to. Total number of bananas sold. Alright, type in the equal sign, and basically what sum is doing is, instead of having to click on each of the cells and do plus this and plus that, which we did in last episode. So for example, what I mean by that is click on this, plus this, and we have to just keep doing it. It's very, very laborious, and if you had 100 cells of data, it's going to be a lot of painful work. But 950 is the data get, and you can see on the bottom here is the formula we use to get that. Whoops, extended that too much. Okay, but instead of doing that, we can use the sum formula. Now, we can do the exact same thing, but instead of plus, we're going to use commas. The reason we're doing that is you can see over here, whenever you start using a formula, it'll give you a hint on how to finish it off. And so here, we're not using pluses, we're using commas. And so we're going to go click, comma, click, comma, click, comma, click, comma, click, comma, click, and close bracket, enter. That's given us a 950, the same as basic arithmetic would have done. But what's the point of doing that when we could have used basic arithmetic? Well, this is where ranges come in. So instead of having to click the whole range, what we could have done is type in equal sum, open bracket, and then click on our first cell, which is going to be in our range, and then we're going to hold the left mouse button, and we're going to drag it until we get to the end of our range, and then we hit enter, and there you go. Exact same thing, but in a much neater way, in a much faster way as well. So that is sum. The next formula we're going to look at is average. So what's the average number of bananas sold on a day? So we're going to type in average bananas sold. Control U to make it look like a heading, and then we're going to type in equals because we're starting a formula, and this time we're going to type in average, open bracket, and then again we could have clicked on each of them, but this time we're going to use the range by dragging and closing the bracket, and there we go. Average number of bananas was sold 135.714. That doesn't sound neat, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to format at the top there. We're going to click on number, and we're just going to turn it to 2 decimal points by clicking on this, just like that. Or if I wanted to go 0 decimal points, I can actually do that by going to more formats and custom number format, and this time we're just going to have it as 0. Apply. So you can see example here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no decimal points after this, and that's because all it's doing is looking at the integer. So we're going to hit apply, and there you go. Closest to 136 bananas sold every day. So that's that. Jumping on to our next formula for today is max. Now, for the heading, we're going to do most bananas sold. Control U to underline, and then this time equals MAX for max, open bracket, and then click on our range, close bracket, enter. It should be 210, just because that's the maximum numbers we sold on the Thursday. So that's basically a quick introduction into range, and I'll see you guys at the next episode.